All right. Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to your weekly focus. I'm Russ McCann, your host today, and I'm super excited that you're here. I don't know if you caught the slide right as we were coming out of the intro. Last week, we talked a lot about turning your body into a fat burning machine. And you know what? Hopefully, you were able to take some really great tips last week, talking about fueling your body every 2 to 3 hours, drinking plenty of water, getting a good night's rest, but more importantly, balancing the nutrients so that your body can burn fat for energy. And guess what? You're going to be a lot more productive. And so today, we're going to actually turn your schedule into a productivity machine. And we're going to help you. When you think about getting work done. Many of you may be listening from work. Some of you may be at home or maybe working from home. And a lot of times, we think, man, we got a lot of work to do, and it becomes this big thing, And it's not the big thing that matters. It's all the little things that you do throughout the course of the day. And so we're going to talk about how to maximize your schedule, how to really set aside time for work, but set aside time for you and your family and all the other people that are important in your life. And so we'll get right to that. But I wanted to remind everybody our podcast is live. It's interactive. I love it when people get to participate. So if you wouldn't mind, this helps me a lot, get my energy level up and interact with you. Would you put a comment in the chat so I know where you're coming in from? Look at that. Happy Friday. Cherie is in the house. Cherie, always wherever she can join us. And so again, good morning, Cherie. Thanks for being here. So again, bring your comments in. It lets me know that you're out there. Let me know where you're coming in from as we're going through our topic today of really turning your schedule into a productivity machine. It really, really helps me. So I love the interaction. By the way, Denise isn't playing pickleball this morning. For those of you that are a regular, you know that Friday morning tends to be a pickleball morning, but Denise is in the house and she is actually right downstairs cheering me on. So thanks, honey, for being here. So I want to. Many of you know we're broadcasting in three places. We're broadcasting over in Facebook, in my personal timeline. We're also we have a Facebook page called Your Weekly Focus, and you can find that over there as well, and in YouTube. And that's kind of my favorite place is the YouTube channel, Your Weekly Focus. So you can find us by going to youtube.com/Russ McCann, and you'll find us over there. So, I got to tell you, I'm a little uneasy this morning. Okay, anybody ever, when you go live or you're doing something like this, you get a little nervous. So, and I'll tell you why. All right. So last week I had a little technical glitch as I was going through my podcast. And so it forced me to take the live and actually go back and edit it and kind of remove a couple of things that I didn't care for. And then I uploaded it to YouTube. And it was interesting. It got almost 2,000 plays in YouTube talking about turning your body into a fat burning machine. So I wasn't sure if it was the topic, the fact that I uploaded it as an independent video. But it was interesting. I got some feedback last week. I got some really positive feedback, but I got a couple of you that actually said, come on, Russ, get to it, man. You spent 6 minutes setting up the topic. And I think people are so used to getting information so fast that we forget to take the time to interact with each other. And that's what I like about the weekly focus. So I'm not really changing things too much this morning. I'm still going to interact with many of you. And Cherie says, yeah, she missed us over the last couple of weeks. Busy doing a new broadcast or doing some new headshots, which is great. Well, I can't wait to see the new headshots. Headshots are that professional photo look. So but anyway, I love the interaction. In fact, Cherie is saying hi, Denise. So not only do we have the interaction going here, but Cherie is getting a chance to visit with Denise as well. I know Denise was sharing some recipes and things with the group a few weeks ago. So, all right. So let's get to it. Well, this morning we're going to talk about the daily power of your plan and turning small habits into some really big results. As I was mentioning, it's not what you do, the big task of the day. It's the series of little tasks over time that make a big difference. And so we're going to talk a little bit about productivity, and we've actually covered time management in our weekly focus before, but we've really never looked at it from this perspective, and that is to really plan out your day to be the most successful. Remember, we talked about eating every 2 to 3 hours to be successful and get your body burning fat. Well, there are some things that you can do throughout the course of the day in terms of creating your schedule and doing it in a way that gives you lots of flexibility, but gives you some really focused time. You can be extremely productive. In fact, I'm here to bet that if you follow our guidelines today, not only are you going to get more done, but you're going to be more productive. And if you work for somebody else, they're going to go, wow, God, I can't believe all the things you got done today, right? And so anyway, but I would say that the part of the plan that a lot of people miss, and that is to set your day up for success, is to spend some time the night before and really write out what it is you want to accomplish. So it doesn't have to be anything complicated, but just simply write out a few of the things, maybe 2, 3, 4 things that you want to get done. Take the time to lay out your clothes, maybe pack your lunch the night before, lay out your workout gear if you're going to the gym. All the things that you're going to need to do during the course of the day, make sure that you're set up and prepared. And so not only do you have a list of things that you want to accomplish, but now you've gotten yourself ready. And now we're going to go to bed, right? So go to bed, get a good night's rest. You can't be very productive if you're not getting very much sleep. So super, super critical. So when you get up in the morning, you already have a plan. You already have some things that you need to do and want to get accomplished. But I'm going to just share with you, there's lots of great scientific information or some research out there that says basically when you get up in the morning, your first hour should really be more about easing into the day, relaxing, taking some deep breaths, maybe listening to some music or pulling out a journal or doing some meditation, really taking some time to set the tone for the day because you've got to be refreshed. You've got to really be focused in order to tack on the challenges of the day. And if you get up right in the morning, your alarm goes off, you're shaking out of bed, you rush off to work, you're probably not going to be very productive. So the first hour of the day should still be about you. Getting up, getting a good morning's breakfast, high in protein. All right. So that helps get your mind and your body functioning correctly. But have a good breakfast, drink plenty of water first thing in the morning. That's one of the things you should do is drink a big, tall glass of water. But take some time for you so that you don't feel so rushed and so hurried and so scattered and so stressed. So, but it's really, really important for you to do that. So let's talk about, okay, you've gone through your day. You've actually maybe even gotten in the car and gone to work. You've gotten to your desk. And now what do you do to be the most productive? So I love this philosophy of what we call power hours. And Denise and many of our coaches that are in the health coaching field use these power hours very efficiently to focus in for 60 minutes on the critical business building activities. So whatever industry you're in, whether you're in health coaching, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in food distribution, like I spent so many years doing, whatever it is, you're going to spend 60 minutes of committed work time doing the things that move your business forward. So these are your critical daily activities that are going to be very, very important. Now, your boss may lay out what those activities are for you if you work for somebody else. But if you work for yourself, you know the things that you need to do to build your business or to get the work done. It's called do the work, DTW, right? So 60 minutes, shut the door, turn your phone on silent, put it on focus mode, stay away from social media. But for 60 minutes, head down, get the work done. If it's making those phone calls that you've put down on your list, if it's sending out that urgent project or email, don't get caught up in the email trap, because that can be one trap. Once you start scrolling through email, it's like scrolling on social media. All of a sudden, everything becomes an emergency because you saw it, right? So again, don't do that. 60 minutes, committed work, doing the things that are critical to your mission. Then I want you to take, I want you to take at least 30 minutes to do some of the mundane things that need to get done. We all have them. Sometimes it's just, we work from home. So sometimes just, walking out of my office and going out and getting the mail or walking the dog or doing a couple of things around the house. For those of when I remember when I was in the corporate world, I would get up from my desk and I would maybe go to the restroom because I'm drinking all that water, right? I need to do that, or check in with somebody that had a question. They didn't interrupt me during my power hour because I had trained them, but then after the hour was over, I would go and check in with them to see if there was anything that they needed, right? So take about 30 minutes. Maybe that's when you go check your email. Maybe that's when you go look at listen to your voicemail. I mean, there are things that we need to do that are not mission critical, but they're really kind of critical to stay up on things that need to get done. So again, take that 30 minutes to do that. See, I just took a couple of seconds to take a good sip of water. All right. Then the next thing you do is head down 60 minutes and you do another power hour. Okay. Because think about it, when we work and we're focused on doing the work, we have more time to do the things that we want to do because we've gotten the work done. But if we mess around with our day and we don't get very much done, but we're at our desk and we're messing around, and at the end of the day, we go, wow, what did we really get accomplished? What really got done? And sometimes when we get back and we turn around and we look and we not really many things got done that were critically mission important. All right. So head down another 30 minutes or another 60 minutes. Train your staff. Train, if you work from home, maybe you let your wife know or your kids know, hey, I'm going to go in for a power hour. So do you need anything? Okay, great. And then they know that during the next 60 minutes, they need to leave you alone. So setting a timer, setting a clock, things can be really important so that you stay true to this process. After 60 minutes, then you got another 30 minutes to go check in, do a couple of things, maybe even go for a little walk, get outside, get some fresh air, stretch a little bit, do some things so that, check in with your wife, see how, if she needs you to pick up any groceries on the way home. All those things are important, but the mission critical stuff should occur during your power hour. So then we get to lunch, right? So lunch, again, really kind of important to wind down from the focused activity, get a good, healthy lunch, maybe go out for a walk. If you have a whole hour, you might be able to do a few things, maybe listen to some music. I know Denise and I, when we were dating, I would, pick her up from lunch and we'd go out to the park and we'd have lunch underneath a tree. And so it was really nice to relax and not be so scattered during that lunch hour. Many people try to work through their lunch hour to be more productive, and I can just share with you the people that I've known that work through lunch. They don't have much of a life. They are workaholics, and you know what? They focus on work, 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 and they don't really have much of a life. And I'm not advocating that. Remember our slogan: "Organize your life around the things that matter most to you." I can tell you, it's not going to be work at the end of the day. So that to keep in mind. I wanted to also just share one tip as I was thinking about my topic this morning. It reminded me of Byron Maples. Byron, if you're listening, hey, I was thinking about you this morning. So Byron Maples was the CFO of the company that I worked for. And every day at lunch, he'd go down to the lunchroom and he would sit there and he'd eat his lunch. And I used to kind of tease him a little bit, and I shouldn't have, because you know what, Byron Maples was one of the healthiest guys in the industry that I worked in. It was really healthy, physically fit, rode mountain bikes and did all sorts of stuff. But at lunch, you know what he ate for lunch? He was a creature of habit. He ate a turkey sandwich, usually a half a turkey sandwich, sometimes a whole. A bag of Sun Chips, which are those baked chips. I don't even know if they make Sun Chips anymore. Yeah, but Denise, let me know if they make Sun Chips anymore. I haven't seen Sun Chips in a while. But he had a whole wheat. It was a turkey sandwich on whole wheat with lettuce and tomato. See, I even know what was in it. A bag of Sun Chips, and a glass of water and an apple. And he did the same thing every day. The rest of us were going through the cafeteria line and grabbing the mashed potatoes and meatloaf and all that other stuff. And we were all gaining weight, but old Byron Maples was at a healthy BMI and physically fit. So again, I'm advocating that when you take that lunch, eat a healthy lunch. Okay. I'm not sure that even Sun Chips is all that healthy, but I think Sun chips were baked, not deep fried, so maybe they were low in fat. Yeah. So both Cherie and Denise are saying they still make sun chips, right? Yeah, yeah. They still do. Here's Denise coming in, chiming in too. And yeah, I guess they still make sun chips. So maybe that's what I'm advocating is eat healthy. Take some time and eat a good healthy lunch. And then guess what? It's time to get back to work. Do a series of 2 or 3 power hours in the afternoon, sandwiched with those 30-minute fill-in periods. I kind of call that the white space in the schedule, so that you can feel like you're still kind of in control, and that you're just not having to bust it for 8 hours. I mean, most people that are very, very productive don't bust it for 8 hours. They're just very efficient with the time that they spend. And so the more efficient you are during those 60-minute power hours, the more relaxed your life is going to be, and the more you're going to enjoy those breaks during the course of the day and the time that you spend with your family. Okay, so the workday is over. All right, woo, man, look at that. We got all this accomplished. Then it's maybe head off to the gym, maybe work out for 45 minutes to an hour, head on home, have dinner with the family, spend time with the kids, play a few games, go outside and throw a little baseball around, spend some time doing things that are important to you that need to get done, maybe around the house, a few chores periodically, but really make that time count with the family. When I look back, I'm 67 years old. When I look back at some things that maybe I wish I would have done differently, one of them is I would have spent more time with my kids when they were little. I was one of those workaholics at that time, and I didn't really understand how important it was to spend time with the family. And so now the kids have grandkids, and so now as a grandparent, I get to spend lots of time with grandkids. But I really missed the time when the kids were little. I often didn't get home until 7:30, 8 o'clock. They were just about ready to get into bed about the time I came home. Maybe read them a story, tucked them in, and that was the extent of it. And I really felt like part of my life was lost, and that is something that I regret. So I'm just challenging you: don't make that same regret. Learn from my mistake, and be really productive during the course of the day, so that you can spend time with the people that matter most to you. All right, and so enjoy that time. Then about 9:30. I'm advocating that the last hour of the day be kind of a wind down hour, maybe between 9:30 and 10, uh, maybe 9:30 to 10:30. Begin to kind of turn off some of the lights in the house. Certainly turn them down. Turn your phone off. Put it on the charger. Turn it on silent mode so it doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night. And guess what? At 9:30, there's no more phone. There's no looking at social media. There's no answering emails. There's none of that. We're simply going to put it on the phone charger. We might grab a little journal. We might say a little prayer, do a little study, do some things that really help you wind down. Maybe it's some sleepy time tea. Maybe it's adjusting the thermostat, getting ready for a good night's rest. And by 10:30, get under the sheets, turn the light out, and go to sleep so that you get 7 to 8 hours sleep. We need that so that our body can rejuvenate. Um, Maybe during that last hour, dedicate about 10 minutes to mapping out the 2 or 3 things that you want to get done in the following day, so that this becomes a cycle and becomes a habit, so that you are most productive with the time that's available to you. So I had all these notes, and I'm not going to go back through the notes because I think I covered the topic pretty well. Drop in the chat if you learned something today, and maybe you've committed today to really focus and to practice this a power hour mentality during the course of the day. I would love to help you be more productive. And so I'm just going to give you a couple of visuals I put together, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up for the day. But I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. So essentially, you've got your morning routine. So basically, it's a relaxed time, getting up in the morning, doing the things that you find enjoyment, just kind of easing into the day. Then you have 3 power hours in the morning that are all dedicated to getting the work done, do the work, followed by a really nice, relaxing lunch. Then in the afternoon, you do 3 more power hours. And between the power hours, you fill that with just some non-productive activity, but activity that over time needs to get done. And guess what? You go to the gym, you come home, you spend time doing things that are important to you and your family, and then you wind down, you get a good night's rest. So it should become very easy for you after a while. And I would just challenge you, if you have not yet downloaded we have a weekly focus, what we call time block tracker. So you can time block. So I've actually done an example of what that might look like. So you can see there's plenty of work getting done, but there's some free time in the course of the day. And so we have a blank tracker. I'm going to put a link to this underneath the video so that you can gain access to it. It's a great way to focus in on the things that matter most to you. You put your blocks in the schedule, you do the things that you need to do so that you're more productive. So in kind of closing our broadcast today, I want to make sure that I give you some bonus tips to have an amazing day. And that is, guess what? Get outside early for some fresh air, some sunlight. It'll help you wake up because you get that cool morning air. Listen to some motivational content during the course of the morning or on some of those breaks. There's some amazing podcasts out there for personal growth, personal development, things that you find enjoyment. Make sure that you take advantage of those podcasts. By the way, we're on episode 73 of Your Weekly Focus podcast, so you can go back and listen to any one of our podcasts over on YouTube, and then use an accountability partner to stay on track. So if you're beginning this Focus Power Hour, find an accountability partner that will help hold you accountable to getting the work done. And then guess what? Practice some gratitude. Start and end the day with a thankful mindset so that you get to organize your life around the things that matter most to you. So with that said, I hope you guys having a great week, productive week. I don't know about you, but it's been kind of rainy around here in Northern California, and watching the weather report earlier today, it looks like other parts of the country have some of those storms going through. Looks like we might get a little sunshine today. Get out and enjoy the day if you can. If it's snowy and blizzard, stay inside, get comfy, and guess what? You still get to do the work. You still get to get things done if you choose to do that. So with that, organize your life around the things that matter most. Don't have those regrets. Many of you that are listening to our podcast are younger. You're in your 30s and 40s, and you still have time to course correct. At 67, I can't course correct, but I can look back and give you some really great advice and support. And that's really what the weekly focus is all about. Is each week we focus in on a topic to help you have a more productive life, healthier, happier, more productive life. And that's really our goal at the weekly focus. And with that, just remind you to go over to YouTube and subscribe. We may be making some changes to the weekly focus. Denise and I were talking about that. Yep, Cherie says it's rainy down there in LA too. Yeah, it's been nothing but rain. And our hearts go out to all the people down in LA that have been caught in the fires, and now they're dealing with rains and mudslide. It's just very, very unfortunate. Your thoughts or our thoughts have been towards you, and lots of prayers sent your way, Cherie. And so all the people down there that have been struggling with that. But needless to say, I really would just encourage you to take advantage of all the tools and resources as you begin to have a very, very productive week this week. And with that, you guys go out and have a great week. Bye, everyone.